Think that's cool? You guys can do it too. Dope. What's poppin', everybody? My name is Danny Matthews, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to change any object's color in Adobe Premiere. So let's jump into it. I'm going to show you two different methods of how to change a color in Adobe Premiere, and we're going to go ahead and start with the first one, but the second one, in my opinion, is the best one and the easiest to do. But we're going to go ahead and start with this first one here. What we're going to do is come down here to the HSL secondary color, and we're going to go ahead and actually take this eyedropper tool with a plus, click on that, and then go ahead and select the object that you want to have. Now, to see the selection that you have, come over here to your color in gray and select it, make sure it turns on, and you can see the object that we are selecting, and we're going to go back and just go ahead and keep selecting until we have the whole object that we want to have. So now that we can see that we have this blue pen selected, we can actually go in here into our HSL and refine it a little bit. H is going to be the hue, so it's grabbing what colors you want. The S is for saturation, and the L is for luma, for the light. So what we're going to do is go ahead and refine this to where we want just that blue pen right here, and we want to make sure that we get all different types of saturations in here. And my pen is a little bit darker, so I'm going to come down here and change the lumency, make sure we get. Now we can see our selection is pretty dang good. And to refine this just a little bit, we're going to add a little bit of renoise and a little bit of blur, and that's just going to kind of smooth out the edges for us, and we can go ahead and select off of that. And now we have an object here that is selected, and what we can do is actually come in here and change the color. You can either use a temperature and tint, or you can use this huge color wheel here. Now the thing I don't like about this is it's very hard to select the color you want to have, so to do that you have to do a little bit of color science. So if you want it to be red, like, it's going to be difficult to get there, and you can see it's a little bit patchy and a little bit weird. And we can see that we can switch a little bit of the color to something a little bit different. We're getting a little bit of noise on these random pixels that's picking up just because of how dark it is in the background. You can see this is not a great selection, but this is an option for you to do if that's something that you want to do. Now I'm going to show you the best way to do this and how to easily change the color of the object without having this headache of selecting and trying to figure out the color science behind it. So what we're going to do is actually go ahead and just turn off this whole HSL secondary. We don't need it. Come over here to your curves, and what we're going to do is go to where it says hue versus hue. What we're going to do is grab this eyedropper and go ahead and select on the blue, and it's going to go ahead and pick up on our dots here. It's going to go ahead and make our points for the color that it selected. Now what we can do is come in here and go ahead and select it to any freaking color we want. So say we want this to be like a yellow. Now we can see that the edges are not perfectly grabbing all of the colors, and what we can do is to refine that is put another point on each side of this and go ahead and raise the colors that are by it. Now we can see that the pen is yellow, and this is actually a lot harder to select this color because it's out of focus. If the object is in focus, it's going to be a lot easier to select the color and change it. But you can see that the hue versus hue allows you to change this dramatically in this. And actually, a really cool thing, if you actually look up here, my keyboard box was actually blue, and now it's yellow. So it affects all of the colors in here. And if that's something that you don't want to do and you just want to select a certain object, what we can do is come over here into our Luma color and go ahead and just create an ellipse, or go ahead and create a custom mask and go ahead and just put over the object that you want to affect it on. And obviously this is the whole color grade on here, so it only affects the pen, what's going on here, but you can see that the color doesn't change up here, but it does change the color of our pen. When we turn this on and off, we can see the color of the pen goes from blue to yellow. Alright guys, so that's how you change the color of an object in Adobe Premiere. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, go leave it down in the comments below and I'll get back to you guys on that ASAP. If you learned something from this video, go ahead and check out one of these two videos because I promise you you're going to learn something from one of those. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.